CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth Radio, Susan Knowles.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Hey, Mike, good to see you. General Eaton, Marianne, Robin, how are you? Lori, Janice, Tammy, Quick Noma. How is everybody? Good to see you, Robin. Good morning. Good morning, Catherine. Hey, Digital David, how are you? Big Al, good to see you. Good to see everybody on this Friday. Somehow we got to Friday. A lot going on. Thank you for retweeting this and sharing this with everybody so we can bring a lot of people in here. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Marguerite, hello. Thank you for inviting your followers as well. I know that a lot is going on this morning that we have to talk about. I'm doing well, Janice. Hope you're doing well, too. Hey, David, good morning. I know, for a short week, it's been a long, long week. Busy weather weekend. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I want to, while we're bringing people in and you're inviting people in, I would like to go ahead and read Psalm 56. And as I do this, I want to pray for those people. Oh, you have property on both coasts. Wow. David, wow. Good morning, Chicago Pops. I want to pray for those people who are in Florida. Shauna, Jerry, Cully, Marlene, and the VOP, Arizona VOP, the homeless veterans that are going there. I want to pray for their safety. Yes, get out of Florida if you can. Unfortunately, Shauna can't get out of Florida. So, we need to pray for them. I know that it's been reduced to a Category 4 right now. I don't know if that's going to pick up steam or not, but anyway, let's pray for them. Be merciful to me, O God, for man would swallow me up. Fighting all day, he oppresses me. My enemies would hound me all day, for there are many who fight against me, O Most High. Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, I will praise his word. In God, I have put my trust. I will not fear. What can flesh do to me? All day they twist my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather together, they hide, they mark my steps. When they lie in wait for my life, shall they escape by iniquity? In anger cast down the peoples, O God. You number my wanderings, put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? When I cry out to you, then my enemies will turn back. This I know because God is for me. In God I will praise his word. In the Lord I will praise his word. In God I have put my trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Vows made to you are binding upon me, O God. I will render praises to you, for you have delivered my soul from death. Have you not kept my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the light of the living? Safe in Ohio, but I've seen something. Praise God. Thank you. Hey, Gary, good morning. Amen. Heard people running out of gas on 95 trying to leave. I've heard that too, Janice, and I've heard that they've been abandoning their cars on the sides of the freeway, and then just leaving them. And as I said, Irma has been downgraded, I heard, to a Category 4, so that's good. Lynn, Shauna she's trying to do everything she can to batten down the hatches. As you know, she has horses, she has dogs, and they can't leave. They can't get out. There's, the roads out of there are just bumper to bumper. You came back from Palm Beach, and how's that, Sally? Where are you now? She can't get a trailer out of there either. The friend was going to take him out, and the friend has left one of her horses there too, back in Mississippi. Okay, wow. Unbelievable. I think it's going to be a category 5 again and then back to category before it hits, Robin said. Hey, Jamie. I'm not sure if I did. No, I don't think so, Jamie. I'll have to check afterwards, I guess. Hey, Serenity Seas, how are you? Jerry, we hope that you're all prepared there. I don't know if you're still in Florida or if you're someplace else. Yes. Okay, Jerry. Jerry, are you feeling safe there, or? I know a lot of people you're prepping for Fort Lauderdale. Okay. Miami Zoo is going to ride out the storm. Oh no, because they can't move the animals. I was well, we just prayed for you, Jerry. We pray for everybody in Florida that you'll be safe and that the hurricane will pass over you. Oh wow, Jamie, I didn't get that. What was it? If you want to print it there. And if you guys could please retweet this so that we can get more people in and we can talk about some of the things that are coming up. Thinking about all the affected by. I know. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't been able to sleep. I'm really worried about the people down there in Florida. I was watching a guy yesterday who is someone, 150-mile-an-hour winds. Oh, gosh. Someone who is a storm chaser. He's an Emmy award-winning storm chaser. Joe something. I can't think. It starts with a P. And he was looking at Miami, and he said that people were putting up like 6 inches of sandbags. But he goes, I can guarantee you there's going to be 8 feet of water right here. I know, Catherine. It's really just bad. Oh, you follow him, Serenity? Yes, there you go. Spelled a little bit different, but yes, Petrosky or something like that. Jeff, yeah. So, I mean, you'll write it out there. Good morning, Ron. The best and honest. Thank you, Ron. Yeah, I pray for those people. I couldn't sleep at all last night. I don't know. Hopefully I can take a little nap today because I'm working on about 2 hours of sleep. It's over 20 hours to drive out of Florida if you don't run out of gas. Wow. Yes, good firsthand on the scene, reporting brave man. Yeah, either brave or crazy, Serenity. I'm not sure which. I believe this is all biblical, Catherine said. Some of my family are in the catastrophic area. They will not leave, Robin said. Good morning, Josette. How are you? Jeff scoped earlier this morning on the gas situation, and I'm sure that it's not very good. Yes, Jeff is in Miami Beach. Yep. And that's where he thought there'd be like 8 feet of water there. I know a lot of people wanted to leave, but they couldn't get out. Now if they waited till like Wednesday, they couldn't get out. It was just bumper to bumper. And, I hear them coming on and making the report saying that we're going to, we'll guarantee that we'll give you gas, we'll get you back, and da-da-da-da. But I don't know. You're in Tampa, Ron, or you have relatives in Tampa, right? Because you're in Michigan or... I can't remember where everybody's at. I'm so sorry. I'm afraid this will be like Camille was in Biloxi. Ugh. Well, they said it's going to be worse than Andrew. Ron, where are you again? Hey, Robert, good morning. Yeah, it's going to be really, really bad. I saw a scope of a guy driving out in the car next to him, had 10 to 5-gallon containers on his roof. Wow. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Good morning. Andrew was so bad. I know, Serenity, and this is supposed to be worse. Michigan. Thank you. I got it right. I thought it was Michigan, but I wasn't sure. Thank you for the flowers, Robert. Extra gas. The pet shelter is full. No more can go. Jerry, I just heard on a report, and I guess it was Miami or Broward County. They said that they're going to open up some more pet shelters. For people who, I guess some people are allergic to pets, so they don't want to put them in the same place. There will be a quiz later for you on where we are. I know, Lori, and I will fail that quiz. I'm telling you, it's hard enough for me to remember the names when they're not printed on the screen. I try so hard to remember what everybody's name is. But if you go away for a couple of days, then I forget. And it's not that I forget you, but I just can't. I can't remember the profile names that aren't your actual name sometimes. Thank you. I try, Marianne. I really do. And I know a lot of people are talking, with their pets. Yeah, I know Chicago Pops. Let's see, where's Chicago Pops from? I wouldn't leave my pets. That's just me. I know a lot of people saying, just go ahead, leave your pets and go. But no, I couldn't do that. I probably would have gotten out earlier, but I wouldn't leave my pets. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, thank you. I know I can't leave my pets. Sorry. Pets are part of the family. I couldn't live with myself if I did that. And I'm not judging people who do. I'm just saying for me, I can't do that. So that's not an option. Yeah. And I have a horse too, like Shauna. So Lori. Catherine said to refuse to. Yep. Pets are furry people. It's getting to be more and more where pets, people will just walk into the stores with pets now. I mean, it's kind of odd. Like in California, they just walk right in. Yeah, the poor cows and horses. I know, Jerry. But it's funny, like Lowe's, Home Depot, they allow you to bring your pets in, no problem. But people are starting to walk their dogs into Walmart. It's like people are saying, look, these are, they're important to me. So Catherine does. Yeah. I've started doing it more and more. Praying they do make it through. Exactly. You have a farm? No, I don't have a farm. Just two dogs and a horse. That's all, Ron. Pet friendly restaurant in Vegas. Yeah, I've been in some of those in California, which is really nice. Fort Worth allows people to bring animals. Wow, nice. Home Depot had 30,000 sheets of plywood and sold out, Jerry said. Hey, Lisa, thanks for sharing, everybody. Hey, Amy, good to see you. Hope you're not in the eye of the storm or anything like that. I don't know if you heard. Also, oh, you have chickens. I grew up around those, Ron. You have aluminum shutters up, Jerry. Good. Did everybody hear what happened in Mexico last night? Thank you, Jerry. We're going to keep praying for you, too. Yes, 8.1 earthquake on the Richter scale in Mexico. So far, 32 people have been reported that were killed. I know, Lynn, very awful. And there's also been another, I know, biblical, right, Catherine? We were just talking about that. I mean, there's been an earthquake in Mexico. They had another one, a 5.2 that hit just a little while ago. That could be an aftershock, Rebel Faith. Yeah, it's very sad. So that could be an aftershock. We've had those in California. So it's the most powerful earthquake to hit there in 100 years. Japan had one. It was a 6.1. Yeah, no, Lisa, it's far beyond that now. I'm surprised it's only 32, but yeah, because I've never been in an earthquake that's 8.1. I think the highest I've been in is in the high sixes, and an 8.1 would be incredible. Oh, an earthquake app on your phone. Yeah, well, maybe good to have. So many are saying this is biblical. I know, Roxanne. I said it yesterday. We were all talking about it yesterday. Hey, Renee. I think we are in the end times, and God said there would be signs and, earthquakes and things like this happening. Yeah. And so I think we're just seeing more and more frequent. I can't remember a time that I've seen so many and this close together. And as we talked about before, in southeastern Idaho, 100 earthquakes in the span of about 2 days. That's just crazy. It's a swarm. And sometimes when you have a swarm, and from what my history has been with it, yeah, I know. Roxanne, there's no need to be afraid. God is in control. This has got to happen. It's that we talked about that in the Bible. Earthquakes, flooding, possible war, and rumors of war, threats of war. We're getting that with North Korea. We're getting that's happening over in Israel and Syria right now. Just be aware of it, because that's, as Christians, you're going to be needed to help those others who aren't Christians. Yeah, in Mexico, horrible, 8.1. Not good, not good. And I know some people that have family there. Hey, Switzerland, how are you? JL, I guess I'll call you JL. It'll be easier, right? God has had enough, wants to see more love in the world. Marianne, and people say, again, we talked about this the other day. Is this a punishment from God? I don't know it's so much a punishment from God, but God is trying to get our attention. We put a lot of attention. We put a lot of attention on politics. We really do. We put a lot of attention on, the Confederate statutes and all these other things that really, those things aren't significant. You know what I mean? People, what's happening to people, that's important. Politics, everybody worries about, what Donald Trump is doing today. What are the Republicans going to do? And I do it too. Jean-Louise. I'll try to remember that. But the truth of the matter is there would be no politics, there would be no Donald Trump, there would be no Republicans or Democrats without God. So, it's kind of like we got to put God first and keep doing that, and then everything else is secondary. God will not be mocked or ignored. Every knee will bow. Yes. And I think we're kind of seeing that right now. So, I'm probably going to try to put a little bit more of God into the scopes just because that's where it needs to be. And, I need to be doing that as much as anybody else. So politics are important. It's important to us right now. But what's really important is what comes after right now. And not a Kaepernick knee. Earlier this morning, there was an active shooter in Ohio at a high school. And a SWAT team came on board there, made an arrest. There were no injuries, thank God. Can never put too much God in. That's right, Marcy. How else can God warn his children? Earthly parenting, how do we warn our kids? Well, you teach your kids about the Bible and God. Every day should really be teaching your kids about that. Hey, Monique, good morning. I used to live in Germany, and we could take our dogs into the stores, libraries, and restaurants. Oh, I'm liking Germany already. Was it a student with the gun? Yeah, Lori, as far as I know, it was a high school student. And that's all the information I could get. I couldn't even get what school it was or anything else because that, was like breaking news. It just happened. So, but thank goodness, they arrested him. Crazy world. Yes, it is. It was in Ohio, Lisa. Yes. And also, with the earthquake in Mexico, they said that they had a tsunami warning out. But they're thinking that it's only going to be, like right now, it's only about like 2.3 feet or something like that. So they're hoping it won't be too bad. Oh, you're in Ohio and you haven't heard. Well, Lisa, I mean, I know Chicago. That was kind of quiet and just go in there and do it, right? I'm not surprised. News locally anymore. We're not hearing all kinds of news. There was an active shooter at a high school in Ohio this morning. SWAT team came in, made an arrest. No injuries, no deaths. Thank God. Yes, Jose is now a Category 4. And does anybody know where Katia is now and what that's looking like? Yes, you are on point. We have to keep our eyes on Jesus, and we can still be informed about current events. Apostle Paul did that. Yep, just that. Because, the politics, honestly, is just, they're kind of more signs of where we are. It's still focused on God. But, if you look at politics and what's happening, it's all there in the Bible. So it's just a way to tell us as Christians where things are. Because God did say, I will give the believers signs of what's happening and signs of the end times. So we'll just see where everything goes. Where we know where it's going, right? We'll see how long it takes to get there. 8.1 in Mexico, that's right. There was an active shooter. I'm trying to fix the Facebook Live people over here. Hopefully that won't fall on its face like it did yesterday. Not sure, but it's closer to Mexico and the Gulf. I'm from America. Where are you from? Now, some of the tweets that came out from Donald Trump this morning. Here's what he had to say. He had 3 tweets in a row. This is kind of in response to people who said, Kyrgyzstan. Well, welcome, Kurdistan. This is from people who criticized him going along with the Democrats, where, by the way, there is they just approved $15 billion for Harvey. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. So Trump said, Republicans, sorry, but I've been hearing about repeal and replace for 7 years. Didn't happen. Even worse, the Senate filibuster rule will never allow the Republicans to pass even great legislation. 8 Democrats control will rarely get 60 versus the 51 votes. It is a Republican death wish. Republicans must start the tax reform, tax cut legislation legislation as soon as possible. Don't wait until the end of September. Needed now more than ever. Hurry. So there you go. He's trying to give them a clue that you're going to have to get rid of that 60 vote rule and get back to 51. Look at all that is happening. I believe God allowed Donald Trump to be president for such a time as this. Can you imagine if Hillary were president right now? Katya is still forming, Monique said. Okay, we'll keep an eye on Katya because that's next. Hopefully Jose will just go out into the ocean somewhere. God is showing mercy by giving time to flee the storms, Tammy said. Good point, Tammy. Cully, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're all battened up down there. He may be maneuvering Ryan out. Lori, that's something that I heard. There's a group of people, and they haven't really said what the group is or who they are, but they're trying to unseat him as the Speaker of the House. And they're talking about maybe possibly bringing in Newt Gingrich or Santorum. Oh, you got more to do, Cully? Okay. Cully, we prayed for you this morning, so be safe. Good morning, Amanda. So I'm not, and it just sounds weird that you can bring in anybody as Speaker of the House, but I can't imagine them bringing Newt in or Rick Santorum. Good morning, Osteo Pop. Newt, we need you. I know. Get rid of Ryan. Thank you. Have a great day, Jean-Louis. Bye-bye, Polly. Can they do that? Unseat the Speaker? Yeah, they did that with Boehner, remember? They voted him out. I prep by wrecking my mind with hallucinogens and learning how to build a garden. Okay. And put Gingrich, anyone who has served in the House. Yeah, I mean, Newt would be great. I don't know if Newt Gingrich would want to come back and do it, but it sure would be a good thing, I think. Newt was famously the best, Catherine said. Oh, Scioto High School. Is it Scioto High School, Columbus, Ohio, South End? Not a good area. Yeah, after today, it'll be an even worse area, right? Bad reputation. Time for new leadership in the House and Senate. And it's, Donald Trump. He wants to get things done, and I guess this is what he did to get things done. Hey, Don. Don said that Newt would be great. So a lot of people kind of feel that way. Sex bots are illiterate. I know, and they copy people. Like the one right above where you're talking right now, Mike. They finally eventually go away, I think. But we've had those parrot bots for a couple of days. It's really annoying. Got some news out of New Hampshire as well. Hillary beat President Trump there by about 2,736 votes. And however, now they're finding out that it's possible that 5,000 voted who were not residents of New Hampshire. So there you go. It is sad that the GOP is so destructive. It's sad that the GOP can't work together. Yeah, go figure. I know. And they want, Sciota. Okay. Read that. Night costs Trump the state. Yep. Are you surprised? No, Dawn. Not at all. Out of state voting. Yeah. The dead will rise and vote, I guess, in New Hampshire and other places. I think, the Democrats keep wanting that. We haven't heard much lately, but they keep wanting them to end that voter fraud. Hats not new, corruption at its finest. Yep. Newt may have been called for a time like this. You never know, Marcy. If there is any time, it would be now. Paul Ryan, I mean, again, what Donald Trump did, it was a little concerning to me until I found out that Paul Ryan and the Wall Street Journal were against what Trump did. Ben Sasse was against what he did. So I'm thinking maybe it wasn't a bad thing. As we say in Chicago, vote early and often, Chicago Pop said. Yeah, so, I think they should, whatever happens, they should go forward with the fraud, continuing to do that to find out what the voter fraud is. Did you hear about the thousands of dead people who voted in Illinois? Well, Chicago Pops was just kind of mentioning that, Monique. Start tweeting Newt for his help. You know, that's a good idea, Catherine. Catherine said we should start tweeting Newt to try to get him in there. I would rather see Newt than Rick Santorum. I'm not really a Rick Santorum fan, so this is important, not Russia. Yes. I hope Paul Nealon becomes speaker. He looks like down-to-earth guy. Well, if Paul Nealon could unseat Paul Ryan, but that would not make him automatically the Speaker of the House. No experience on Rick Santorum. Yeah, Don doesn't like him either. I feel Trump is letting us down in regards to DACA, Amber said. We'll have to see what happens with that. One country, one flag, one language, one vote. Sounds like the New World Order, Mike. Yeah. You know, with DACA, I mean, we're going to have to see what President Trump will sign. It was not President Trump's place to do anything with DACA other than to rescind that order, because it was not a legal order. I see amnesty coming too, Amber, and that's what bothers me. And I want to know, you know, will President Trump, will he sign something that looks like that it's amnesty? Hey, Teresa. I don't know if I said good morning to you, but okay, Jerry. Thank you. Listen, we'll continue to pray for you. FBI Ray spoke out on Russia investigation also yesterday. What did he say, Lori? Trump better not give in to the rhinos. I would hope not. Trust Trump, strategy beyond our comprehension, Marcy said. DACA is a setup by Obama. Probably, Amanda. But you know what? Obama did that in 2012. So that was a long time back. I think that was Obama's way of getting more votes, getting more money for people who are Democrats from the federal funding. It wasn't done for, you know, the next president. DACA people had plenty of time under Obama to get legal. Yeah, they did, Amber. And they're not children anymore. They keep talking about them being children. They keep showing children. These people are like 25 years and older. So they're not children. They were adults for a number of years that they could have gone and gotten a green card, legal residency, whatever. And why didn't they do that? And I don't know, what this means about DACA. Like what the Democrats say, let's get this on the floor right now. We'll vote it in. Vote it in, and for what? What's it going to look like? Amnesty is sort of okay as long as it is with citizenship and no welfare. It won't ever be without that, without welfare, Barbara. That won't happen. I think Trump will agree to some form of amnesty in exchange for the wall. Chicago Pops said they are all funnel money out of the country. Yes, lying, saying they are kids to pull on the heartstrings. And again, they say, they've never known any other country. And as I said, for some that may be true. For those that are here from Mexico, that isn't true. Why don't they just get their citizenship? Dawn said. I don't know, Dawn, what the procedure is, because they did come here illegally. But before we do anything, we need to remove the health care, which we're not going to do. It's better to be DACA. They get too many benefits to stay illegal. Yeah, they get more than we do, Amber. The longer they keep people dependent, the longer they legitimize the existence. Can you give a shout out to? No, I can't. I trust President Trump no matter what Catherine said. Immigration Law Center drafted the law for Congress. Yeah, I mean, anything that pertains to DACA or anything with immigration, that is Congress. The President of the United States has absolutely zero authority to do anything with it. There were 4 ways for people to get legal. There were 4 ways, Amber? Wow. Yep. Trump will get his wall tied to it, probably, Lisa. And they do know Mexico and have family there and go back and forth and speak native languages. Yeah, they absolutely do. They go a lot. They go very often to Mexico. And as I said before, sometimes when their kids are having disciplinary problems, they'll send their kids to Mexico. Robert said, I was talking to a Lib client, and he really thinks Russian narrative is real. Trump has a heart of gold. He has always wanted good for all, and I have a feeling he's going to give amnesty not to all, but those who are in the military, children, anyone working in medicine, Monique said. But see what happens if you give amnesty to the children, then you've given it to their parents because they can sponsor their parents. And we just had a ruling from the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal on that travel ban that said, when President Trump tried to exclude grandparents, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal said he cannot do that. So that's that liberal court again, the Court of Appeals, and it's all of this is going in October to the Supreme Court that has to be worked out. Long night. Robert, why did you have a long night? Just they should be mad at parents for not getting legal. Well, see, the parents, Barbara, I don't think the parents had a way to get legal, really. Why should dreamers be allowed to have a record up to 3 misdemeanors? I don't know, Marcy. Supposedly those people that are here and have broken the law will be deported, but I don't know. Bill needs to end chain immigrant. Yeah, here we go with the Ninth Circuit. You're always going to get something liberal out of the Ninth Circuit. I don't care what it is. 3 too many. I know, you and I and people who are citizens in the United States, if you get a misdemeanor, that's going to ruin your life, right? And if you're coming over in your DACA and you get 3 misdemeanors, that's going to be okay. I mean, okay, thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, so the Democrats are just going to keep pushing this narrative of, oh, these poor children. Can't they say apply for citizenship or leave, Lori said. You have to go by federal law, and I don't exactly know what the federal law says in regards to people coming here and legally and otherwise and how they apply for citizenship. If you guys could at this point, would you please retweet this and invite your followers? We're at the halfway point. I really would appreciate it. It is sad that these elected officials rather answer to the special interests than the people who put them there, Josette said. Well, we have lots of immigration lawyers for 500. They start the process for you and follow up. Yeah, anybody had an ability to go to an immigration attorney, but, when you're here illegally, Catherine says 3 equal felony. And Ron, yes, the Ninth Circuit, they are dingbats, but they continue to do what they're doing. And you saw yesterday with Nancy, and I know you guys heard that because you were in Jay Sekulow, and what they were trying to do and talk to the judges about their Christian beliefs. I mean, that was horrible to watch. Hey, Hassan, good to see you. Trump has, too bad we didn't have a normal country. Yeah, I know. Maybe next time, right? But I tell you, Feinstein and, gosh, who was it? Who else was doing it? I just remember her. Yeah, we need to call their offices. We really do. Oh, Al Franken was in on it too, and other people. Just basically saying, you have a dogmatic religion in a way, and you can't, basically as a judge, you can't render a good decision because they didn't say Christian, but they meant Christian because the one that they were talking to was Catholic. Hey, Angeline. So, that was pretty pathetic. And as Ben Sass brought out, you are not to be looked on for any office, whether elected or appointed. Your religion shouldn't matter. And really, and as Jay was saying yesterday, can you imagine saying that to a Muslim? Can you imagine that saying to a Jew? Like, oh, wow, your religion is dogmatic, and so therefore I don't think you can make a good decision as a judge. Never would have happened. Never happened. So they're going right after Christians, and Christians cannot remain silent on this. They really can. And as Jay said, she will get appointed, and she'll be in. It is discriminatory. Yeah. Yeah, she'll be confirmed, but that the damage is being done. The image, the visual image, the audio and everything else that people are hearing, it's causing damage because they're thinking it's okay to talk to Christians like that. It's okay to discriminate against Christians. And basically kind of like what they're talking about yesterday, it's like, well, if you're Christian, you need not apply for government positions. That was the message that was being sent. I wouldn't want a Muslim judge. Is that discrimination? Teresa, well, yeah, it would be. I mean, if the judge, there are people in, in Congress right now who are Muslim as well. Thank you, Barbara, for the super hearts. If you had, let's say somebody who's a Muslim and they don't believe in Sharia law and they follow the American U.S. Constitution, again, their religion shouldn't keep them out. That's according to the Constitution. It should not keep them out of office. I have to get rid of the little parrot there. So these parrot bots are just, oh my gosh. Also, we're talking about Florida a lot and the evacuations in Florida. There are evacuation in Georgia and South Carolina, all areas east of I-95 and some areas west of I-95 are being evacuated in Georgia and South Carolina. So, if you're in those areas, keep an eye on what they're telling you. I don't know exactly where this is. I know, Catherine. Catherine's saying Obama is a Muslim. He says he's not. Yeah, that came out, Lori. I think I heard that late last night. So you might want to just check and see which areas. I don't really know what areas are, east and west of I-95. When is Irma going to hit Florida? I think the winds start in tomorrow and then get worse on Saturday. The attacks upon Christians have been unrelenting. This is so sad that the nation has lost the Christian heritage. They are taking Christians for granted. We have to stand up to these evils, Angeline said. Absolutely. And once again, President Obama caused a lot of the discrimination against Christians by what he was saying against Christians. That was unbelievable. How disgraceful. It is blatant discrimination. It was live on video. Can she sue them? No, Monique. Anybody know the forward speed of Irma? I heard it was just a Category 4, Cully, right now. And the winds were about, 150 to 160? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hearing. And that doesn't mean that they won't pick back up. So if they're at 150 right now, hopefully that will go down. But and also one thing I want to talk to you about too, as Christians, sometimes we, everybody likes to go to movies. Everybody likes to watch different things on TV or whatever. But as Christians, when are we going to start really taking a stand and saying, if you say these things, if you believe these things, against Christians, we're not going to support your movies. One perfect example. Oh, speed of movement. I'm sorry, Cully. I don't know that. Jennifer Lawrence, an actress, she suggested that the hurricanes in Texas and Florida are Mother Nature's rage and wrath at Americans for electing Donald Trump and for not believing in climate change. I don't know about you and what you're going to do. I'm not paying for or watching any movie with Jennifer Lawrence. Just not going to do it. This isn't the first time that she's come out and said these things. Yeah, not doing it. So 13 miles per hour, Cully. It's moving at 13 miles per hour, Chicago Pop said. I was at a free speech rally in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where Antifa chanted, "Start with the Christians," Gary said. Wow. Yeah, she is a nutcase, Marianne, but unfortunately, people listen to her. Yeah, I know, Catherine and Dawn. She is crazy. So, and you notice she didn't talk, what you'll never hear uttered out of her mouth. She said Mother Nature. I don't think she believes, I don't know if she believes in God. I've never heard her utter the words that. Hey, Gwiz, good to see you. I haven't watched a movie in over a year. Amber, you're probably better off. Honestly, probably better off. You tweeted Jennifer Lawrence all day yesterday. Ask her why she ruins her co-star's money. Yeah, good for you, Pray. Moving 14 miles per hour, winds at 150. Yeah, been on a boycott. I know. I'm not going to destroy your Capital One card, Catherine said. This isn't part of global warming. There's no such thing. I don't watch movies either, Teresa said. I don't know who has time to sit and watch movies. Josette said, didn't Bernie Sanders insult one of Donald Trump's nominees because he was a Christian? Probably. I don't know, though. Did you see George Clooney has refugee living at one of his homes? You know what? That's George Clooney. I stopped watching George Clooney years ago. Stopped listening to George Clooney years ago. Yeah. Jennifer Garner. That's right, Catherine. Jennifer Garner is the Capital One card. That's a different person. She was married to Affleck. Ben Affleck. Jennifer Lawrence. She was, what was the movie that she was in? It was that, gosh, I can't remember the movie she was in. Very popular movie, too. Yeah. Yeah, she was in The Hunger Games. That's right. That's the big thing, The Hunger Games. Yeah. I remember I did go see that very first movie that she was in. And then I started finding out about her beliefs, and so I stopped. I don't even know who Jennifer Lawrence is. She was in The Hunger Games, Monique. Not going to see the new new It. Yeah. I hope Clooney guards his kids well with a stranger living there. Well, no. See, let me just tell you something. Hey, Ralph, good to see you. In communism, where people believe, where nothing really matters about what you and I believe in, when the family doesn't matter, religion doesn't matter, God isn't a part, they don't believe in God, then your kids are to be raised by the community. Hey, Brad, the land of the Queen. Hey, Linda, good to see you. So, having refugees there, whatever, they can just all be part of the community to take care of the children. Cher said she was going to have refugees living in her home, so we'll see if that happens. She seemed to be very serious about doing that, so. I don't know if you heard too. Are you going to watch Black Panther, the comic? No. I was just typing that. Okay. Good for Cher, and she was going to move too. Cher, refugees in her home are her help, most likely. Yeah, I feel sorry for the refugees if they're moving in with Cher. I hope both our countries find better leadership. Fingers crossed. I like the leadership that we have as president. So in America. So Cher, yeah, right in a stage in her backyard. Did you see Cher's mansion? I mean, it is huge. Yeah, Michael Moore. I don't think Michael Moore's taken anybody. Who would want to live with Michael Moore, Cully? Come on. Even if you were desperate, it'd be like, oh, no, thank you. I'll wait outside. Share is the cake, Ron said. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Let's see. Lindsey Graham. No, everybody in here, Brad, likes Trump. Pretty much. So you probably stepped into the wrong Periscope. Lindsey Graham wants Comey back to testify about the letter he drafted that was long before witnesses came forward in regards to Hillary's emails, the one where he exonerated Hillary about a couple of months before they even started talking to witnesses. So Comey is a liar. Why bother? I know. It would just give him more reasons, Marianne, to sell his book. Do you think America should take such a prominent role in world peace? Yeah. Since that we're the world power, yeah. Well, we were until Obama went on his apology tour. But yeah. I mean, some things they do. And some things they still need to be involved in. I don't know how much. I don't know why we continuously push this peace agreement between Israel and Palestine. And all presidents seem to have done that. Yeah, Brad, but what would you suggest he do with the dictator in North Korea? What would you suggest with a dictator who says, I'm going to drop a hydrogen bomb on you, and or we're going to send an EMP? That's what we're talking about now, Gwiz, right now with North Korea. I'm saying, what would you do? What would you do when you have somebody saying that? Oh, Dawn. Okay, Dawn is in Florida. We're praying for Dawn. I didn't know that you were in Florida, Dawn. We said a prayer in the very beginning. So we wish you well. Please batten down the hatches. Stay safe. We're praying for you in Florida. Clooney's wife is a civil rights advocate and attorney for Muslims, and I believe she is also fighting against Trump's travel ban because she says it is discriminatory, Monique said. Send in Dennis Rodman. Now that I'm all for. Dennis Rodman says that he can do a better job. My sister and cousin are staying in Florida. Do you think America... Okay, that was a bot again. Avoid all threats of nuclear war. Well, You know, I mean, if somebody's threatening to harm America, what is the president supposed to do? What is Congress supposed to do? Their jobs. They are sworn to defend and protect the Constitution and America. You know, and I don't know what's going to happen because, you know, when people are saying, well, if you go over and you attack North Korea, you know, there again, we've got China who says they'll attack. We have South Korea. Oh, you're in Georgia, Dawn. Okay, in Georgia, Dawn, they're saying that some places in Georgia are being evacuated. Okay, Marguerite, take care. It is a tough situation, and I think that's why people aren't moving quickly on it. I know Obama would have sent pallets of money to North Korea, Gary said. I would suggest diplomacy. Yeah, right. America has no choice. China and Russia will allow nothing else. Diplomacy. And Gwiz, what does that look like? Tell me what that diplomacy looks like. Tell me what diplomacy looks like to a crazy man. Tell me what that looks like. Yeah, it's supposed to be a Category 2 up to Atlanta. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of rain. A lot of rain and high winds. No evacuation. Dawn, I heard yesterday there were evacuations in Georgia and South Carolina, some parts of it east and west of I-95. So I have no idea. You might want to check that out. We should level North Korea, Ron said. Yeah, you can't have diplomacy with a guy who is off his rocker. You know, he's not thinking rationally. He's not acting rationally. And he may just do whatever he wants to do. Yeah, diplomacy makes Kim laugh, thinking that we're weak. Oh, you're inland. Good, Dawn. Why can't we just take out Kim and everyone will be happy? Teresa, you know, I mean, that's a good point. I don't know that everyone would be happy. If you are born and raised from the time of your birth that the leader in North Korea is your God, basically, I don't know how you would react. Hey, Debbie. They have to, you know, worship him, basically. There's always a way for America when they flex their muscles to make somebody else mad. So I mean, what should we do? Asking for prayers, okay? And who that? Can you do that again? Tell me who you are again, because your name got cut off there. Darn it! Oh, Debbie. Okay, Debbie. Pray for Debbie, who's in New Smyrna Beach, and pray for her because she's kind of in the eye of the storm there. Palestine belongs to Israel, just need to leave it alone. Like it or not, we are in some serious trouble there. There are some people, Linda, who believe that what is happening now is because, once again, we've gone over to Israel and trying to get a peace agreement. I think China is going to get mad pretty soon here at North Korea. I read, and I don't know how accurate this is, but they're getting some of like the nuclear fallout and things like that from the testing that they're doing in North Korea. So we'll see. Okay, Chicago Pop, stay safe. Prayers for everybody in, gosh, now it's everywhere. Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. Iran, and yeah, you know, Catherine, you're right, and Ron too. We do have the problem now. Iran is working with North Korea, and, you know, everybody knows that. Russia knows it. Everybody knows it. A lot of Floridians in here. Yes, Lisa. Pray for everybody. I'm just scared Trump antagonizes Kim, and England has to face the backlash too. Trump's not antagonizing Kim. If you notice, the last time he had tough talk with Kim, Kim backed off for a while. But you're not going to stop somebody who's threatening. You know, sooner or later, he's probably going to act. Florida's Trump country, Cully said. They flew a lot of Floridians up to Philly yesterday. Good, Mike. Please pray for you. You'll be turning 30 years old on Sunday, September the 10th. Hassan, I think you'll be okay. Happy birthday to Hassan. Yeah, you can't stop a nutcase. That's right. My best friend lives in North Carolina. Will Irma go there? Irma is set to go through North Carolina at this point. You'll probably get some high winds there. I don't know if it'll be hurricane winds, but hopefully it'll be at the most a Category 1 at that time. So we'll have to just, you know, wait and see how it moves, how quickly it moves through Florida. Get to higher ground if you can. I mean, as high as you can go. I mean, I think if you left North Carolina and just kept going, you'd be okay or better. I feel like somewhere in the USA we are going to incur the wrath of one yeah, of the North Korean dictator. My brother and family live near Destin, Florida. He decided he doesn't need to leave. Well, Teresa, let's hope he's right. I hope he's right for his sake. It's kind of like in these type of hurricanes, and I know it's difficult, but do you think America needs support from other countries? We work with other countries all the time. Pray Irma moves out to sea. Yes, Marcy. Pray it moves quickly through the areas and doesn't stay a long time. I feel blessed. Alaska only has earthquakes. Wow. I would rather leave and be safe myself. I would be too, Amanda. But I mean, I get it. It's expensive staying in a hotel, maybe a week, 2 weeks. I don't know. But you don't know what these people are going to come back to, if there's going to be anything there. Thank you, Debbie. Love you too. Thanks for coming in. Stay safe. We're praying for you. God be with you. God watch over you, your family, and everybody else there. So let's see. There's a mayoral candidate, something a little different, in New York that said, I guess, I didn't know this about Bill de Blasio, but his German name is William Wilhelm. And she said that he should go back to that name because he wants to remove the Christopher Columbus statue. So obviously he's not in line with Italians. So, yeah. William Wilhelm. I guess, Bill de Blasio sounds better. Be smart and be safe. Yeah. And I know people are, let's see, I heard today from another source that Houston was perhaps the largest abortion area in the nation. Wow, didn't know that. This removing statues is ridiculous. I know, Marianne. And they kind of went right back to it, to Blowhard, went right back to it right after Houston seemed to, kind of be a little bit calm. Okay, Ron, thank you. You have a good weekend, too. I will. My horse, I don't give her sugar, but I'll give her the apple for you. Some people won't leave due to they're afraid if the hurricane doesn't take their property, looters will. Somebody was saying that looters were already starting to loot in Florida. Shameful, shameful, shameful behavior. So, I mean, how low can you be if you have to go in and loot someone's home? And, as I told you about the other day in Houston, there was an elderly woman who was floating around dead in her home, and the guy was in there looting her home as she was floating in Houston. I don't even know how to even justify any of that. If you're starving to death, okay, and you're looking for food, I can get it. But not if you're going in there to take that woman's furniture and stuff like that. It is sick. Yeah, you read about that too. Yeah. Yeah, there was a woman that she was dead. She was dead inside her house in Houston, floating on the water. And some guy was in there looting her house. Paris Jackson tweeting so wildly and stupidly about Trump and hurricanes. Thinks she knows all at 19. Whew. Yeah, it's very sad. And, people like that, they don't understand, that when you do something like that, that's going to come back to maybe not you, but it's going to come back to your family and people you know. You can't get away with stuff like that. You just can't. Whether you believe in God or whether you want to call it karma, whatever you want to call it, it's going to come back to bite you. You do have to choose wisely who you follow. Absolutely. Got to know if it is well with your soul. Yes. If you're not asking yourself, what would Jesus do in a situation like that? I don't think Jesus would be in there looting a house. Paris's dad was friends with Trump. Hollywood thinks Trump caused the hurricanes. Yeah, I know. We talked about Jennifer Lawrence. What are you talking about? Who are you talking to, Quiz? Jesus would be kicking out the money changers. Yeah. And kicking out the guy who's in there looting the house. Quiz, I don't know who you're directing that to. I don't know how old the looters are. I am assuming some of them are younger and some of them are older. So I don't know who you're directing that to. I don't know how old the guy was in the house that was looting. And I didn't read the article close enough to find out his age because I didn't really care. The fact that he was doing a despicable act was all I needed. It didn't matter to me how old he was. And calling the women to get up and walk or swim out. It's a crime. Who cares? I know. A crime is a crime. I mean, you know. And did you guys hear about Equifax? You know, the credit rating? Robert said, yes, age doesn't matter. They are sickening. Yeah, it's sickening. Absolutely sickening. Yeah, Equifax, basically, they were hacked. All of this, Equifax is, they do your credit rating. There's a couple of people that do, a couple of businesses that do your credit rating. They were hacked. So if you were, and it could be you, me, or anybody else, they got a lot of information. They got addresses, probably social security numbers, everything else. That was a 6-minute bill. I don't know what that was. It was over in Facebook. It wasn't a bell. It was just, I mean, yes, it was a bell, but it wasn't for the 6 minutes. But anyway, so they've gotten all this information. Your credit, everybody else's credit may be affected. I think this happened back a couple months ago. And from what I'm hearing, there are 3 executives that before the information broke and after the hacking occurred, they went and sold their shares. Yeah, 6. So they're going to be in trouble. That's kind of like a Martha Stewart allegation against them, and they could end up in jail for that because that's could violate possibly the SEC rules. Yeah, insider trading. Yep. They wanted to get out before the bottom fell out of Equifax. Your info's never safe today. I know, Gary. And you know, look at they. Yeah, hopefully, goats, they will be locked up. Pray for our nation and all. Yes, Barbara. There's a lot happening, you know, that you see that people are doing, and you know the thing of it is, it's going to get worse as people are getting more sophisticated on getting information like that, and all of your information. Whenever you buy a house, get a loan of any kind, you have to do that. So now you're totally, yeah, I know, Cully. Trolls have to come in for whatever reason. Maybe, though, if they come in, they can learn about God in this scope. Hopefully that will be a good thing. Pray without ceasing. Yes. We do need law and order. Absolutely. And people don't like the fact that we're trying to bring back law and order in this country because we've been too long without it. And so, you know, you're going to have a pushback every time. And, you know, it goes along with Christian principles. I mean, you have to have principles and you have to have morals. And that's, you know, the Constitution was founded upon Judeo-Christian principles. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. And that's why if you don't have law and order, you will have chaos. And we're seeing it. And the elites, the globalists, they absolutely want there to be chaos. Because if you don't have chaos, if you don't have the people at each other's throats, you have no need for the elites and the globalists, right? Because what happens is if you're not chaotic with each other, if you're not at each other's throats, then you understand what their game is and what they're trying to do. So they have to keep us against each other, and they have to keep chaos going. I'm already dreading the artificial intelligence future. Talk about chaos. Teresa, it's already here. Some clients take so much energy from me about their narratives. I know, Robert. Feel sorry for you for that. Any type of service-oriented job, you get that. You get people tell you about their narratives all the time. They don't want to hear yours, but they tell you theirs. Healthcare, government uses Equifax. Oh, good. Healthcare.gov uses Equifax. That's good, Lisa. Oh, Monique has been using Equifax online every year. Oops. Yeah, they're supposed to notify people if their information has been hacked. I don't know if that will happen or not. And how soon. Like I said, I think it happened a couple of months ago. At least it's been more than a month. I think it was in July sometime. And it may have been earlier than that. So anyway, well, you guys, we have come down to the last few seconds. If you would please, please retweet this. I would really appreciate it. Please share it, retweet it, get the information out. Thank you by the Rebel Media. What Mark Zuckerberg won't tell you about the risks of AI or AL. Is it AI? So anyway, thank you guys. Bless you. Everybody in Florida, we're praying for you. We will continue to pray. I might be back on this weekend scoping just because we want to pray for people in Florida and in the eye of the hurricane, wherever it goes. Thank you, Robert. Love you too. Thank you, guys. Be safe. Cully, please batten down the hatches. Pray for Shauna. Pray for Marlene, VOP who are down there. Everybody who's in the eye of the storm. Please pray for them. Thank you, everybody, for being here. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. And just be safe. All right, everybody. Thank you on YouTube. We'll talk to you. You guys be safe. Everybody and your families in the eye of the storm. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.